So we're back to the galley copy or the advanced reader's copy. And we talked about what it is, uncorrected proof. So that was what I wanted to mention was all the different names. I mean, I was thinking, what is it called? It's called galley and arc. Wasn't there a third or fourth name?
I mean, you can call it an uncorrected proof, but mostly people know most in the indie world, most people are very familiar with the term ARC copy, which is a little bit redundant because it's advanced reader copy when you say ARC copy, but or the arc of my book or whatever. But
So when we're doing that, what do you recommend for the books that you're publishing? What do you recommend to your authors? How many do you normally print out? Because I was reading, some on a very large bestseller that they know can be hundreds to even 1,000 ARC copies. But then the smaller first time indie author, is it limited by budget? Is it limited by the perceived success of what it's going to do? How do you recommend that?
So I think it really depends on a couple of factors. Budget is the driving factor for most indie authors on how many books they're going to do in a print version. By genre, children's books, I think, are the most important for you to spend some extra money. Now, you can do the paperback version instead of the hardcover version to make that a little bit less. But with our authors, we aim for anywhere between 20 to 100 books, depending on the size of the launch, depending on a lot of factors, depending on what the topic of the book is, because some books have a larger amount of influencers out there who want to receive that book and talk about it and all that kind of stuff. But generally, on average, ours is 30 to 40 print copies of the book. We're increasing that actually because we've seen I've talked to other publishers who give away a ton of books and giveaways and other things like that in their pre-marketing activities to really create that buzz. And it makes a big difference. Now your book is in the hands of a lot more people who are talking about your book. And when they talk about it, imagine if that one person, 5 people in their audience know just as a small number, and you're 5 timesing the number of people who now know about that book. For fiction and nonfiction, like your standard books, like we've all gotten very used to the digital world. We all understand how to get a book from BookFunnel, or people know how to download a book or read a PDF or get all those types of things. So you can do less print copies and more ebook copies so that you save the money. But I still encourage you to consider between 10 to 20 print copies for the most influential people who may read and talk about your book. Now, if you're nonfiction, that might be the host of a TV show that you're going on that you want to have a copy for. That might be it. Like if you're in the entrepreneur world, that might be somebody who's a very well-known person who might post on the, whatever it is. If you're in the fiction world, it might be some book talkers or some bookstagrammers or some other people who have grown audiences around and can physically show your book, can do the little videos of them flipping through the book, showing the cover, taking it out of the package when you send them. They do all kinds of fantastic stuff like that you just can't get that same feel from an ebook. And it allows for more creativity on their part. It allows for people to see the book. And also, I think people who receive physical copies are more inclined to actually read the book and review it. That's not always the case, but yeah. So I would say your budget is going to depend that. And when I encourage authors to budget for at least 10 to 20 print copies of the book. And if you can do more, great. Some of our authors have done fun influencer boxes where they get their 20 people and they put together a little box of the book and some other fun swag, some goodies, some stickers, some postcards, some candles, whatever it is that's appropriate with your book. And those are really fun for them too. So there's a lot of different approaches to it. And if you absolutely cannot afford to do more than 5 books, pick those 5 people carefully and then use your PDF to get out into the other hands of advanced readers.